Being a professional mixed martial arts fighter is one very tough, challenging, grueling, and unique career. Stepping inside a steel cage, being locked in with another athletic, talented individual until one of you either gets knocked out, submitted, or fight for the full duration and let a panel of judges decide who wins, and you never wanted to get to that point, inserting bad judging examples. The sport of mixed martial arts stems from a respected lineage of a variety of sports that have been around for thousands of years. Whoever dedicates a portion of their life to master one of these crafts, let alone multiple, is a person not to mess with. The hard work ethic, continuously being beaten up to pick yourself up, dealing with injuries, dealing with ego bumps are no small tasks. Regardless of how proper a person is or what their motivation / purpose of learning one of these martial arts, no one can disagree that these sports are shrouded in violence. Physical combat has long stemmed from violence, and professional mixed martial arts may be well put together, highly evolved, and is looked at as a professional sport. Being punched and attempting to punch your opponent for the sake of winning, money the motivator, is definitely violent. And as fans, we absolutely love it. Unfortunately, being punched in the head multiple times, being paid for violence, and the general fact that humans are pretty messed up is a deadly combination that can land you in some trouble. I also highly doubt many of these people like being told what to do, and with money, fame, ego, and the skills to back up whatever you say, many MMA fighters end up getting criminally charged for different kinds of crimes. Some do it once and never seem to be a problem again, while others seem like they just can't stay out of trouble. Jon Jones and cocaine. I'm Sasha Mox, and today I'm jumping over the cage to talk about 5 UFC fighters who were previously arrested. Now, while these fighters are trained athletes who are disciplined martial artists, it is only a very small percentage of the overall fighters who let their violence seep through and get themselves in hot water. Before we get into the list, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't. We post weekly content on lists regarding a wide variety of MMA topics. Comment what list you want to see next and your thoughts on the video below. Number 5, Anthony Johnson. From small welterweight to unstoppable light heavyweight to incredibly bulk and mythical heavyweight, Anthony Johnson is a truly scary individual. Going on a tear in the UFC's light heavyweight division in 2014 and 2016, the man known as Rumble left a serious mark when he knocked out Rogerio Nogueira, Alexander Gustafsson, Jimmy Manuwa, Ryan Bader, and Glover Teixeira. The Glover Teixeira one was especially dangerous and scary. The fighter a lot of fans believed and hoped could stop Jon Jones, but unfortunately that match never materialized. With rumors floating and circulating that the serious knockout capitalist of the division will make a return in the heavyweight division, Rumble has gotten some attention outside of the octagon. On May 2019, Rumble was arrested for domestic battery in Florida. Rumble apparently got physical when him and his girlfriend got into a heated argument. It should be noted that there were no physical marks on the victim, although Rumble does have a previous record of domestic violence stemming from 2012 and 2009. He was taken into custody for this incident, but no charges were laid. But could you imagine how scared you would be if Anthony Rumble Johnson was mad and was coming up to you to touch you or to hit you? Like, that could be one of the scariest things you would see in your life. Number 4, Volkan Ozdemir. The very polite, quiet demeanor of Volkan Ozdemir might let some fans surprised to know that he has a previous run-in with the law. Volkan rose in the ranks of the UFC's light heavyweight division when he gained 3 consecutive victories over OSP, Misha Cirkunov, and Jimmy Manuwa. Hey Jimmy, you're here again. What allowed Volkan a very fast and undeserving title shot was the fact that he KO'd Misha in 28 seconds and Manuwa in 22 seconds. Both fights lasted a combined 50 seconds. Defeating top light heavyweights in under a minute, well, that's a fast ticket to fight for the title. Even though DC absolutely mopped Volkan, he nevertheless still fought for the title and was given opportunity to become champion. Volkan was arrested on November 19th, 2017 for assault and was taken into custody in Florida. Oh, Florida. Did you notice a trend yet? I mean, all this shit happens in Florida. According to reports, a man approached Volkan's fiance, oh my god, while no time was in the washroom. What I don't understand when I read this is that if I was the man who approached Volkan's fiance, how come when Volkan, a very tall, intimidating man with cauliflower ears, when he comes back, why didn't you leave immediately? Why would you stay and try to sway this girl from a UFC fighter who could eat you, shit you out, and then eat you again? Volkan apparently assaulted the man, which resulted in the victim falling and cutting his head. Thankfully, however, for Ozdemir, the man dropped the charges in July 2018. You got away, didn't you, this time, Volkan? You got away. Number 3, BJ Penn. BJ Penn will always be considered as one of the greatest of all time in the lightweight division. He was one of the very first fighters to hold championship belts in 2 separate divisions, being lightweight and welterweight, and he was a serious fan favorite. He was truly a well-rounded fighter and was one tough SOB. It is super unfortunate to look back now that Mr. Prodigy is currently on a 7-fight, yes, 7-fight losing streak and has an MMA record of 16-14. That is worse than Jens Pulver's record, just letting everyone know. For crying out loud, he lost to Dennis Seaver. But anyways, BJ has definitely fallen off inside and outside of the octagon, unfortunately, and it really breaks our hearts. BJ was no stranger to street fighting, as he was quoted to say that is how he got his start in mixed martial arts, by simply fighting. He was arrested multiple times in 2015 for a variety of bar fights. However, in 2019, his girlfriend at the time filed a restraining order on Penn, citing multiple years of physical and sexual abuse. The order was granted, and later in August of 2019, BJ was involved in yet another bar brawl on Hawaii's Big Island. The leaked video surfaced everywhere, and it showed BJ getting absolutely knocked out by a random dude falling hard on concrete. He was later released from the UFC in early September afterwards, but why did it take so long? BJ getting knocked out by some random drunk in Hawaii is a very bad look, and unfortunately, through the fights BJ has had and through the career he has had, he has taken some significant hits to the head, and we do hope that we never see BJ in the octagon again. Number 2, Conor McGregor. It is no surprise the effect of rapid fame and money can have on a person. As they say, money can truly change a man. Might not be the case exactly with Conor McGregor. There definitely is no argument in the obvious change that happened with him after he rose to fame within the UFC. Prior to his fight with Khabib and after making a lot of money from fighting Floyd, Conor was on a bit of a bad run, getting into altercations with fans, Twitter battles, and saying some very absurd and mean things. A lot of fans were sick and tired of Conor's behavior. The former lightweight and featherweight king was arrested in Miami on March 11th, 2019 after he had smashed a fan's phone. He was charged with felony strong-arm robbery, which is kind of ridiculous, after he took the phone of a man filming him leaving a hotel at 5 a.m. and smashed it as he walked away. First thing, why do you have to film someone when they're walking away from a hotel at 5 a.m? Why can't you just leave the guy be? We do sympathize with Conor, but you know, as a guy who is worth that much and is obviously Conor McGregor, probably shouldn't be taking fans' phones and smashing them. The charges were eventually dropped after the witness left the country, which, holy cow, how sketchy is that? Oh my god. And obviously we know about the time he punched a senior at a bar when the man refused to drink Conor's whiskey. But I mean, in Ireland, that's almost an initiation for a duel. I mean, the old guy's almost asking for it. Not accepting another man's whiskey in Ireland, that is almost a crime, and if you do refuse, it is a law that you have to fight the man whose whiskey you refused. Number 1, Jon Jones. You already knew it. I could probably make an individual video on all of Jon Jones' arrest. It happened so many times. Jones loves to fight, he loves to party, he loves cocaine, he loves to assault people, and he loves to hit pregnant women's cars and flee from the scene. On April 15th, 2015, he was arrested for the hit and run incident. Jones would later turn himself into police, where he would be taken into custody. He took a plea deal for 18 months and admitted being under the influence of cocaine and marijuana while driving. God damn! The star's latest arrest involved driving under the influence yet again. He agreed to a plea deal to the charge, and if he follows terms, he won't serve any any jail time. He is currently on a 1-year supervised probation and must serve 96 hours in community custody program, which basically means that he's on house arrest. It's sad, but what is more concerning is the champion's comments about his really poor short-term memory. A video recently released by TMZ showed the arrest and live footage from the officer dealing with Mr. Jones. Now, I'm not citing CDE, but Jones has been in wars throughout his career. He's been fighting for a very long time. He became champion at just 23 years of age and has defended it against some of the best in the world. His latest fights against Reyes and Santos, he took a lot of damage if you watch those fights. There's a clear relationship between high contact physical sports like football and MMA and crimes associated with violence and just impulsive, rapid changing behavior. We do hope that's not the case for Jon Jones, but him saying he has really bad short-term memory and getting into these incidents with the law, well, those are just some really bad red flags.